Okay, hello. We have things working. Right now, I'm just testing things, so let's uh let's see if you can actually hear me cuz last time I noticed it was really hard for anyone to hear me. So, let's pull up the stream on my computer here. Y'all more likely won't be able to hear it. Um am I muted? Oh, that's why. Okay, so I can barely hear myself at all. I had to turn up my volume like a lot. Okay, so let's turn up the volume of my mic just a little bit. So hopefully you guys can hear me now. Um, I gotta wait for I apparently stopped talking a little bit. I really hope this works. I sound so muffled. What the heck? And my volume is so high. How do I? This is weird. I'm sorry my videos are so quiet. If this is what you guys have been dealing with, I'm so sorry. Well, either way, I am going to get the stream going now. We're going to be playing a game I've played a few times, and first let's actually turn off the Steam real quick. Like, let's go offline so we don't get any alerts while I'm playing, because this game is a little embarrassing for others to see me playing because it's a dating sim, and I'm playing it just because it's a fun little game. It it's a little stupid, if I'm being honest. Um, I can't believe I'm playing this on a stream. I've always wanted to do dumb little dating sims, because it's like I love the game, but it's kind of embarrassing. Okay, now let's mess with my little character here. Let's move her over. I just moved something else. Let's put her down in the corner here. Actually, let's put her in front of the viewer count. Yeah, that should work. There's a lot of reading in this game, so let's try to deal with that. I will mess up a lot. I hope y'all guys can hear the game. Game capture. Um, uh, there it is. um, I can't believe I'm playing this for everyone. Mind the name of the game. It's it's a, it's something weird. I know. It's called Seduce Me, the complete story. The first one is called Seduce Me the Atomo. I really wanted to play this for everyone since I really like the game. Let's turn down the volume a little bit. Its background music is a little high. At least it sounded a little high. Voice acting, text speed, everything. Skip scene, but we're not going to do that. We're not skipping anything. I will do everything. Let's start The Atomo. This is a fictional, interactive narrative. Any characters resemblance to real life people are purely coincidental. I thought there was a voice here. If not, I'll continue reading it. Also, the following game is made for PG-16 audiences. Please note that sexual/violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings, abuse implied, grape, and sewer slide you have been warned. So this is not for the faint of heart, people. This is a game I like to play because there was a few things that I really didn't notice the first time I played. There. And I really do like this game. It's cute. And I will be honest, it is 16 plus or like 18 plus. I don't remember exactly, but so be warned, this is not a kid's game, so back away if you cannot tell from the name. Please enjoy.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight?
The voices are a little loud, at least for me. Oh my god, that was loud. I'm so sorry if you like bursted your eardrums. I will try to fix that, but that is someone called Christopher Escaliente, a good voice actor that I really do like. Let me do something real quick. Let me turn off my VTube model real quick, because I need to mess with something real quick. There we go. Sorry, I was fixing my VTube model because I was using my phone earlier for better, facial tracking, but my phone was heating up and dying, so if I wanted to stream for you guys, I wouldn't be able to stream for too long. And this game is pretty long, and I wanted to play at least most of it for you tonight. There we go. Hi! I'm now using my computer. Oh, you can still see. Don't want to repeat it last time. Okay, so this is the game. Please enjoy, everyone. I really hope you enjoy it as much as I did the first time around.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
We are not going with Mika. We are going with Eclipse. Eclipse. Since that is, well, me.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
I can't, I'm sorry. I smile because his voice, he has a nice voice. And people who may know him from a Minecraft YouTuber named Aphmau. He is Ian, and he is in a lot of different animes as well. But I found him from Aphmau first. So let's continue. Why don't we?
Eric, do your job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren'Py Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it.
He's a smooth talker.
Eric.
Fine, fine. Farewell, my sweet.
I love this song. I love this song. I think this is the updated one. I'm not sure. I have this as my ringtone on my phone. I made it myself. Oh, it is the updated song. Favorite character right here. Do you know what you do to me? It's like a fantasy. Oh, copyright! That you're one controlling me. You turn the tables on me, now you trap me in your gates of hell. Oh, Alejandro Sab. That's another VTuber. Oh wait for the music to stop. Let me turn down the volume of it a little bit. There we go. So these are all the things. Alejandro Sab, also known as Sam, is another VTuber that a lot of people may know. He's also another voice actor in like some anime. I can't think of his name somewhere. I can't think of his name at like off the top of my head. Like at all. He's the one VTuber with the white hair and I can't think of his name. I have him like on almost everything, like on Instagram. I want to tell you like who he is because he's such a good voice actor. Not just because he plays my favorite character, but he's I cannot think of his name. I am so sorry. If it comes to me, I'll let you guys know, or I'll put it in the description box down below. Gunshot. In the original, this background was not there. It was just a black screen or like gray forest.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole? Crap! Missed.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
So this can be used as a guide if y'all want, because I will be doing everything correctly. Sorry for if you want to see me fail.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of genetic coding.
Sorry, gotta mess with the background and background music's fine. The SFX stuff needs to be turned down a little bit.
It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. But it's April, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I love the sound of it. The way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window. I spent more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lecture and class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice was passionate, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since... Sorry, popping my neck. I know that looks weird. I forgot. You can see me sometimes. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about doing... all I could think about was doing other things. Honestly, I didn't really care much about economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbooks and did my assignments PM time. PM time? Does that mean she did them at night? So a lot of like things are changed from the original because the complete story is a complete update of everything. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would have taken another course. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after the semester, it would mean the end of high school. High school courses forever. Thank God for that. We all know that was hell. I didn't hate high school. It was just mundane. How the days drifted on and on as if they were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them. That was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to a few universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something that would change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Mrs. Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thought. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully, she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am?
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Oh, I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black-Scholes model formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Henderson, it followed me everywhere I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather my surname. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of the international famous and philanthropic. I have dysgraphia. Give me a second. Philanthropic, I think. Anderson Family Toys. The founder is my grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turns around and proudly gives me a punch to the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Love her voice. From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Miss Capini.
Oi!
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna grab a jacket because I'm like getting kind of chilly. Give me a second. There we go. I'm gonna take off my headset for just a second. I'm trying not to look at my microphone or anything. There. My desk is in the corner of the room, so I get cold very easily. At least in the corner. Can you readjust, please? Eclipse the VTube model. Work for me. Okay, there we go.
Some guys named Black and Shoals. Fisher Black and Myron Shoals.
If you see me mouthing with the words, it's because I've played through this quite a few times. First time was on my iPad throughout the entire night before I had to go to school. I binged the entire first game. My first playthrough was a character named Eric. You'll see him later on.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Sorry, I'm trying to pop my back. My back like really hurts right now. Some girlies would understand this pain. Why I need to fix it, but it didn't pop, so lucky me.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched in her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
When your teacher says, group project, you and your friend. We're gonna be a team. We're gonna be a team, aren't we? There we go. Just trying to make it where she's not looking too weird. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desk to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teachers let the students decide on groups, we were always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were the most comfortable around each other than around other classmates. it just made sense for us to be put our heads together for any kind of project. It took out I took out the poster we were working on and wrote it open onto the 3 desks. Sorry. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroking her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened as she spoke up.
How about a company name?
You did everything but a company name.
Did we really skip over that?
Oh, I finally found my back. Sorry, I've been trying to do that the entire time.
Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the facts. We need a name for our project.
At least we caught it this time.
This
What
time?
do we name it?
I'm sorry, I really forgot about that. How? Because I skipped the beginning a lot. How many times does this happen where you forget your name?
Not sure. What do you think?
I wonder. I don't think it says like Mika, even if you kept it. So what do you think, Eclipse? It always came down to me whenever there was something to be named or titled. I was the master at ending decisions, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
Isn't it like your last name?
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
But our company sells bubble gum.
Dragons can sell bubble gum.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubble gum?
Spicy? Is that a thing? Red Hots. It is a thing.
What do you think?
Well, Red Hots isn't spicy per se, but it's got like this fiery cinnamon, so I guess it counts as spicy.
Yeah. What do you think?
Both of them looked at me unexpectedly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I don't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say I like the Dragon Company. It's kind of badass. So let's go with that.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Ugh, this bitch. Huh? Who was that?
Ignore it. It's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see Lisette laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people. As a result, everyone in the school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but ready to casually chat about her day. She was an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. Charismatic. I can't speak. Sorry, I keep looking that way because my chat is over there, like the chat box, so I can read what you guys say. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or anything, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. The set was bright, easygoing, and above all, had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school. As a result, She was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her. Sorry, I'm like grabbing a blanket. My legs are cold.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
I'm readjusting my seat.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. It's about time. Let's bail.
She's me. That was me in school. Like seriously, I'd be the first one out. Or at least try to be. If someone was in my way, I'd wait for them. Slow asses. Unsurprisingly, Susie was the first one out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
I wish I was as fast as her getting out of here, or me and you both, Naomi. I wish I was as fast as her getting out of here. You see those things in the corner? Oh, wait, I'm in the way. I should really move myself over here. There. Over here is better. Because in the corner, you'll see, like, things. Like, there. You see it in the corner? That is an indicator for a lot of things in the game. So be warned for those. It will tell you a lot of things about this game. Naomi folded her arms to her chest, giving me a disappointed look.
Oh, not you, too. She's turning you into a delinquent.
I had to readjust. Every time I readjust my glasses, my character just spazzes. It's a joke, Naomi.
Well, it's not really funny.
Well, oh, sorry, I was about to read her line.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
Sorry, I'm messing with the facial features, trying to figure out this would be good. I do have to admit, I was spacing out. And just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admitted we're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
But you guys are friends. That's the important thing. Despite this, they burst out into laughter. Normally, anyone would think that two people so opposite would never associate with each other. However, even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe they were just perfect complements, or personality just didn't detect the possibility of their friendship. After all, we three had been best friends since preschool.
All right, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
My character really doesn't know how to nod, does she?
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
Yeah, I would too. You do like spicy food after all. I do too, but I had a surgery. I have gallbladder surgery, so I can't really have spicy things or like fatty foods anymore, and it sucks unless I want to be stuck in the bathroom. That's not too much TMI, is it? It's just the truth of having gallbladder surgery. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aroma of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
Sounds awesome.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice.
Ew, tuna?
You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
Tuna sandwiches, they're good depending on how you make them. But other than that, they're not great to have at school because you smell like tuna for the rest of the day.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
Yes, Suzu, I so feel
You're
that.
crazy.
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
Wow, you get a migraine from that. I think I'll go with. Ew, mac and cheese. Ugh. Okay, I'm not a big fan of mac and cheese with elbow noodles. Elbow noodles, I don't like. It's a weird texture thing. I just don't like the textures. It's a weird thing with me. I have a weird thing with textures, but it's like, if it's like, what's it called? Shell noodles. Yeah, that I'm good with shell noodles. But I'll go with the Cajun fries and spicy chicken burger too. Might as well go spicy today. Once we get our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. If you want to go, okay, the only reason why this part matters is for these two. If you want to go for one of these two girls, but I'm not going for them, so none of this really matters, at least to me. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her feet.
All right then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about.
Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
That's blonde? That looks more like an orange. But, okay.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
I'm Pan, but I'm taken. I have a fiance. Sorry. But in this game, I don't know. I'm gonna say she's Pan, but she has no one in this game. Like, in the game.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
True.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one I was interested in having a relationship with. Don't get me wrong. I'm a very open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me waiting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafeteria started up. An announcement echoed through the cafeteria. Guys, what's gonna happen is gonna be kind of sad. So no, let's put on the sad face. I'm not going to that length. That's angry. This is sad. But it's just not very happy. I've gone through this though. So let's just continue.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh my.
So I'm not gonna joke about this part at all, since I've been through it.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Something did happen. and it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier, the afternoon accompanied by rolling thunder. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up to the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. One of the monotone eulogies that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even were, huddled around a simple, small grave. Harold Anderson, forever in our hearts. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it were not for the rain, everything would be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing and holding a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. Sorry, my jaw hurts. I'm talking so much. His face was motionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the small gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. Slowly, people began to leave until it was just my father, mother, and myself at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella at the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
It was. How do you get someone buried the same day of their death? Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason. Why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand. Sorry, I'm readjusting over here.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
It's always worried about.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Did my grandfather think that was the appropriate heir? That I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Oh, you little asshole.
David.
Bitch. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began to walk back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him.
Sure.
Why don't we get back home for now?
You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
For me, me personally, it was my grandmother. My mom and I made jokes that she would have loved just for a few days, and sometimes we still do it to this day to, fill the gap. It's been almost a year. It was a little sad, if I'm being honest. Sorry, I was looking at the thing I have. She gave me a real quick hug and hurried back after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the solely looking grave that laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were I'm sure if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they passed away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any warmth. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was choked sobs. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. I just wanted to go back to before. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather. The way he greeted me, unlike my father, and my grandfather was loving and playful even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It was it was always like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Imagine saying to your grandchild, saying "daddy" about your own child. That just sounds weird. Yeah. So, what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we can go?
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Ooh, yes! Ooh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them. But I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course. He placed the toy in my hands with a smile as I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart on his chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it could be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin, considering my input. While nodding his head after a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
God, this is actually gonna make me cry. He's so sweet. Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
I'm opening snacks. Sorry, I'm getting a little hungry. It's been a while since I've eaten like half the day. That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
Sorry, I'm struggling to get these crackers out. It's saltines. I'm struggling to get them out of the bag. Give me 1 second. Sorry. There we go. I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me. Eye level, with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past, but it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
Sorry, I have to in my mouth. Give me a second. Horrible time. How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here.
Shit, sorry.
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong. Promise?
For a moment, he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Oh, I still want some food. Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
You willed me. You willed me the very home I loved to see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take it, especially after this? A surge of anger boiled within me, but then I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer here. Sorry, I was looking for something. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred, and suddenly I realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if it was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Hey, I wear those all the time. Gathering my courage, I decided then was the time to talk to him. Was time to talk. Dad, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly, right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
Bitch. I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling.
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company, our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. I will be right back. I need to go get some water. There it is. I'm gonna go get some water, so I'll be right back. I'm back. I was just getting some water. Had to fight my cat. She was getting into the trash can. So let's continue. I clicked spacebar. Oops. Messed with something in this streaming thing I'm using. There we go. But it made me so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
I don't like the tone of your face. It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignore the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
Bitch. What did I ever what did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossing his arms and erupting into an angry laugh. He looks sad.
Ha!
Er,
You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Well, you're a bitch. Sorry, I'm eating. Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead while everyone was grieving? You're holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces. Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in a graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek. You got bitch slapped.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut!
I'm so sorry if you guys heard that gulp. I was drinking water.
You did not know my father. You did not know what he was capable of.
Yeah, but I know what you're capable of, and you're a bitch for slapping your daughter. Like seriously, if you're gonna slap your kid, don't slap them. Do it on the butt, like spank them if you have to. Like depends on the age. But on an 18-year-old that's still your kid, dude, no, don't slap your child. Ask, hey, do you want to go box in the front yard? If it's a no, then okay, let's talk about it. Because I've heard that guys fight their dads at least one point in their life just because they need to get anger out. I don't know. I've heard it's normal for guys. Me and my dad, we fought. We'd wrestle in the front of the in the living room. He taught me how to fight a lot.
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go to my room.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came out in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheek still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears rolled into the corners of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry twice on one day. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though, and I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
Grief. I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the events remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me. only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything to get my mind off of what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened my closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found two large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of my room, and I began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't even have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. But I almost said belagna, like baloney. But belongings. It was. It wasn't like my luggage was complete. It wasn't like my luggage. Yeah, luggage was completely devoid of them. But I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. Oh, I would. It would take me like tons of like trips back and forth because I got like two tall standing dirty clothes hampers full of stuffed animals, and the smaller of the and I have a third one I use for actual clothes. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it was going to be, if I was going to my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it into a home. Tables are made now, you trap me in your gates of hell. We can never escape from you, but baby, that's alright. Sorry, Alexa. Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pocket. I slid out my phone out of my pocket and answered it while settling myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey, Anderson, you there? Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened. To my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood, so can we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
Yeah, we're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah,
Triple Threat Trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
badass gang. I feel like these girls could raise hell if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
Sorry if you can hear the back crinkling. I'm almost done.
What's with you and naming things?
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool
Hmm?
kids.
What's with you and naming
Hmm.
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me. Tisk tisk.
Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game!
One second, I put like tons of crackers in my mouth, so I muted. 1 second. We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon, I had forgotten about the events that day. And we engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show, some program called Fairlock? Fairlock? What's that? Is that a thing? We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him. with that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. I don't remember this from the original. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he has really high cheekbones and his eyes are pretty. Though I do have to say, I prefer Jason, and as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Bro, it's already 1 a.m. Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. It's 1:11 for me. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. But it was really nice. I'm so sorry about that part. Water. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beats hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad it's to finally be in bed. Popping my neck again. Sorry. It looks like I'm like breaking my fucking neck when I do that. Just. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school now. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blanket around me. I really wasn't in the mood for to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand and turned off the light. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. I shook my head to try to clear my sleepiness out of me, but to me, no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school! As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. Oh shit, I just realized something about a later scene. It's gonna be awkward reading that. Oh god. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached at school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't the that wasn't shocked. That however, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Oh, Naomi is a sensitive, but Suzu's like, hey, this is gonna be fun. For me, personally, when my grandma passed, my mom and I would make jokes that we would make when she was alive. Um, because it made us feel like she was still there. So, Suzu's right.
Of course you would side with her.
Ha! See? At least she knows how to have fun.
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
I'm sorry. This model is weird with any movement. Let me mute myself real quick. Sorry, I just took big gulps of my water and I didn't think you guys would want to hear that. Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Ugh.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that. Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her fingers. Lisette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to. Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out the bats from behind her back right this moment.
I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed the set, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed the set around. So, persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw the set in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all of these charades. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. Oh, my characters. What happened to her? Eclipse, are you right? Wait, that's me. But that's the name of the model. One girl looked at me and looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes. When she was talking to me, she didn't have the right to look at me that way. Oh, my back is killing me, dude.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
Oh, you bitch. Don't play the nice card. She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny small smile, if as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, my chair is loud. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? What was it? I had never seen her like that before, but I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs. Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Ugh, getting that over and over, it loses all meaning. Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know, he was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I wanted to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather. Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
would I? Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seems to have high expectations for me. I just wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow. Wait, was this the beginning of school or after? What was it? I might have read over it, but it was I don't remember it being said.
Want us to come with you?
Oh no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See ya. Hey, Dad.
Hey, honey.
As I got into the car, I noticed my father looking troubled, clutching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
At least you're okay with that, like asking. No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
You have the mother, and I'm your only daughter. He kind of looks like my dad when he was younger. Yeah, like he kind of looks like my dad whenever like he was like in his early 30s. Like when I was younger, he kind of looks like my dad. Give him blue eyes and boom, that was my dad. Well, blue eyes and take away the glasses. Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me. For such a long time, I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he began to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age. Living in such a large house? I wonder I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? He sounded so lonely and sad. Wait a minute, if he lives alone, how long did it take for someone to find his body? And was he buried the same day because of how decayed he was, depending on when he was found? Because you said he lived alone. Does that mean he was decayed? Uh, let's not look into it. I was staring at starting. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him in quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was, happy and healthy. But things changed. But things changed. In the back of my mind, I knew what he would have. I knew that he would have to leave one day, but it wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Oh, I hate those talks. Yeah, I've been trying my best. The best as of so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
I really hope you guys could hear the game. I just turned up the volume. With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Not very gentlemanlike of you, but okay. They say chivalry is dead. I'm guessing that's true. Yes, I can manage on my own. Oh, girl, speak your mind! Whew. A silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't hold the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. No, leave it alone. Oh, no. We are not gonna fight in the car because you can't walk away from that. I hate it when people fight in the car because you can't get away. There was no use talking about it. Talking to him about it. It would be like reopening a wound or reapplying a bruise. I sighed. He gave me a side glance out of curiosity, but didn't pursue it further. I'm gonna take out my nose ring. Give me one second. I'm taking it out because my it makes it easier to breathe without it. Can I actually get it out? Hello? Oof. I can breathe, I can smell colors. It's so weird taking it off. I've had that thing on for like I got it done last year. I got it done last year and like last year my birthday. My birthday's in July, so if that makes any sense, you can do the math. I can breathe though. I sighed. He gave me a side glance out of curiosity, but didn't pursue it any further. Typical. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think what would this place be like. I had been to my grandfather's house often, but the one it was one thing visiting, and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training? T- training to be a homeowner? Training to be a homeowner. I knew naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of a nest, though it was typically an adult. I was technically an adult. I feel unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Sorry, my reading is really slow. I need to speed this up. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But it felt like it was nothing of the sort. It's because of the circumstances. I really hoped I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed out at the passing clouds in the sky, as if out there grandfather would be out there. Grandfather. How would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for answers in heaven that would or would not exist. I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there for at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. Guys, things are about to ramp up. Things are about to ramp up. This is where I would usually like start my game after like playing. God, it's been like 2 hours. No, okay. I was about to say I thought it was like 2 hours since we started playing, but no. I just have an alert here about 2 hours for some reason. But jeez, it's almost been 2 hours. Damn. Okay. The car rolled to a stop, and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
All right, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
I love you, Dad. Say it. Asshole. No. No, make sure to come by and visit us. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. The bags I'd packed last night were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one each. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. Then he drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance on the road before turning to see my new home. Nice home. Oh, there's a balcony, but no way to get there. You just walk out. You just open your window and walk out. Nice house though. Wouldn't mind living there. All that natural light. Sorry, being 22 and thinking about having a home is kind of nothing at this point, since homes are expensive. Turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? That's hard to believe. The house was framed by tall gates. I hesitated, pushing them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating, with the size of it. The size, though, if I came closer to it, if I came closer to it, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by the shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast, the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key to the front doors and locked them. This is where I would usually start, because this is where it ramps up. Ah! Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite a while anyway. That was what I saw then. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious. There was no explanation as to why they were here. In the first place, I dropped my bags as I let the door close on its own behind me. Huh? Who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor, and the scent was intermingling with the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but still, it was shocking bit and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concerned to confused and demanding answers. Who are you people? No response. I'll call the police. Still, nothing. None of them seemed to be awake. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into. But I wanted answers quickly. That was until. Get away from me!
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
Just letting you know, this is my favorite character because I know someone just like this in my real life, and it's like, just it just he kind of reminds me of someone I know. Okay, neutral face back on, but I couldn't believe it. Within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from laying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Slowly, desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept the kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Big words, tiny brain. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Good.
As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but the kiss was draining me of my energy, and yet it was so good and made my heart sing. It was a strange and tingling feeling that danced over every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of intangible energy run through my veins and into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
Sorry, it's just he reminds me of someone I actually know, and I just fangirl, you know. Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely unwrapped by the kiss, enwrapped by the kiss that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
Sorry, my ears are hurting because of my headphones.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Sorry, I'm rapping with them.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Sheesh, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to reassemble, and I remembered my confusion and anger once more. Only now it was multiplied tenfold.
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
And I exploded. What is going on? Why the hell are you in my house? Why are you all bleeding? You kissed me. Who are you? I couldn't help exploding. I can't actually yell, people are asleep. I couldn't help explode, but after being taken advantage of, being left in a mush state, my words escaped without filter. It definitely scared the men around me, even the guy who kissed me. Wait a second. The guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss!
Sorry. It might mean nothing to you, but it meant a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss? Ow! Hey! What was that for?
I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles like out of a fairy tale, but at least I expected it to be more than just something forced on me.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
At least apologize. Okay, here is where I can tell you the parts that will get you through the story. Asking for an apology is the way to progress his story. You should at least apologize. That would suffice. As if to himself, he muttered something under his breath.
Why do I always look like the bad guy?
Because you kissed me out of nowhere?
Apologies aren't my forte, but I'll try my best. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just, I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and... What am I saying?
It's okay. I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys saw that, right? Down here? Yeah, that indicates you progressed his story slightly. Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning. I know Taekwondo. I think I've bickered enough. Time to get back to the main issue. So, what exactly are all you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
Yeah, but breaking in is still a crime. What? What do you mean? You can't just barge into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The last time I remembered, there was a law preventing strangers from stepping on private property, although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? I was joking, but the boys seemed to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Incubi. Demons that hunt humans to make them sex-crazed monsters. The mythical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants. The imaginary monsters that you only saw in movies or on TV.
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
Right. That was funny while it lasted. But it's time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. There's no way they actually existed. That would be practically impossible.
Incubi is the correct plural form.
Yes,
and
incubi.
yes, we do exist.
Incubi is correct. Prove it. As soon as those words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them. Oh, God.
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
Eric Eric was the first one. I did his route first because, well, look at him, and because I knew his voice actor beforehand, and he was in a character that he was my favorite character in Akmal. Well, at the time he was. I loved his voice actor, so I went with him first. But after I got to know his route, I realized I know someone like him, and they are very special to me. So I went. So he turned into my favorite. This one is a gentleman. This one is just childlike. So, this one's my least favorite. He's too quiet. I don't like that. I want someone to talk to. First favorite, second favorite, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Yes, it's weird. These two swap places every now and then, depending on the day.
Very well.
Listen to his voice. It's just so sly.
My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it, and maybe you'll even want more.
What? Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serene. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red with their weight. I couldn't help it but nod and agree to his offer. Yeah, okay. Sorry, like hiccuped. I hiccuped in the wrong time. With another kiss, my heart began to burn once again in my chest, and my mind was spinning in heat and passion-filled pleasure. Once more, I could feel my body drain of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. If I've seen people play like dumb dating sims, if they can scream during like Dandelion, I can scream during this, okay? Let me have my fun. I like this game. It's fun. I play it when I'm having a bad day. I think I'm going to.
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers, Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
I couldn't believe it. Incubi? Real? It all spun around my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of lips against mine. However, I began to feel smooth silk around me, and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Where I awoke to find myself in an unfamiliar place. Where was Mom? Dad? I was pretty sure this wasn't my room. Oh wait, I lived at Grandfather's house now. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. I was still in the clothes that I arrived at the house in, but I was laying in a silk-covered bed. I remembered coming in the afternoon. So how was it nighttime already? Sorry, I have to cough. I had to mute myself. That was loud. There we go. Suppressing a yawn. I'm not gonna suppress one. I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order food or delivery. I was about to sit up when I suddenly realized I wasn't alone.
You're awake.
Yeah. How long has he been there? Been standing there? And who the heck was he? A guy in my bedroom? There's no way. Sorry, I think I was saying my thoughts aloud. Why was I apologizing to a stranger who only said 2 words since I woke up? Wait, he looked eerily familiar. Then it all came back to me. Incubus. He was an incubus. He and his brothers came here for refuge, and 2 of them kissed me, and then I fainted, and that was how things came to this. Oh. He was leaning against the far wall, looking at me. My heart began to race as I thought of the endless list of possibilities the situation brought me. I hated the thought of being under an incubus power, especially in a bedroom. Be calm is, if you want to do his route, be calm is the thing to do. I always click be calm because I like to be nice, you know? Be calm. I took a deep breath. I was sure if any of them wanted to take advantage of me, they would have already. Yeah, I'm awake now.
That's good.
I saw a small form of smile on his face, which made me blush a bit. Why though? One thing still concerned me though.
I'm not going to use my powers on you.
Uh-huh? How?
I can read minds. It's an ability I was born with. Each of us has a different ability, outside of our usual mind-altering powers.
Great. Even more surprises. My worry about the situation I was in grew. I see. How long have I been asleep?
For a few hours. It's already gotten quite dark outside.
Well, where are the others?
My brothers are downstairs, cleaning up the blood from the lobby floor. And making you dinner as an apology.
Oh, okay. That's unexpectedly sweet.
Oh, it's the least we can do after invading your home and 2 of us using our powers on you.
You've got a point. Right. I forgot about that. It still irked me that they had practically taken advantage of me at this point. Even if they were demons, it was pretty rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. I was not some toy they could use. Sorry, I got distracted by something. All of this seemed unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels Naomi reads. Naomi read. I wished I could have just went back to sleep and forgotten all about this. I gotta fix my chair. Sorry, it's like it lowered itself. I need to fix it soon. Why is she facing sideways? There, face the right way. Come on, girl, get yourself together. Unreal. It was like something the forgot about into this. I should just go back to sleep. Maybe I should have called the police on them. Then I never would have landed in this situation.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
Yeah, I think so. Whoa!
Trust me, I won't let you go.
I'm gonna let you know this right now. Every scene like this they have a file with their pictures in it. And every picture like this, every single one has their own. And the more you go with that character, the more it fills out. And his eyes, is it like a pink, blue, and pink, purplish, dark blue, greenish blue? Why does his eyes have different colors? I've always wondered that. But yeah, he's my least favorite. You may be wondering, why is he your least favorite? He doesn't talk. There's not much character development with him. But I'm going to be honest with you, if you want to go for him, he has most of the story. Like, you learn more about backstory with him than any of the others. Like, screw it. If you're watching this, you're here for a fucking walkthrough or some shit. This dude, they apparently know my grandpa. I'm just gonna say that right now. They know my grandpa, and he tells more about it. I'm not sure about this.
I promise.
Okay. I trust you.
Good.
I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
It's alright. I'm used to it.
I decided to close my mouth for the time being. I didn't want to weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. Well, he didn't seem to mind carrying me or listening to me talk, so at least things weren't too strange. Damien seemed very quiet and calm about everything. Jeez, I need more water. About everything, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was a sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me. That wasn't lustful, it was more an admiration. Once we reached the lobby, I decided that I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strange as it was, as strong as he was, it was like he was carrying nothing, and I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that would be mortifying. Thanks for carrying me, but I think I can walk by myself now. Not saying that I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, not in a weird way, of course. It's not like I get carried around all the time. What I'm trying to say is that it was really nice of you to do that. I started fumbling on my words again, real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
Alright, see you. He gently lowered me to the ground before he walks off quietly, disappearing into the shadow of the dark lobby.
Oh, hi!
What he's gonna do, I want one. I will show you. Suddenly a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced over to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh wait. Ah, you're Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
I would forget the names immediately. I'm not good with names. I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
I'm blushing. You should know. No, I'm fine. I'm sure of it. Must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
It's okay. After all, I did hit Sam after what he did. As for Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove to me what you were saying. I suppose incubi are real then. I wondered how exactly I got myself into this mess. First, my grandfather, then a fight with my father, blowing up at Lisette, and now this. I certainly had a knack for getting myself into sticky situations. I've never liked that term.
Oh, I have an idea.
He shoved his hands into his pockets with a cheery grin on his face.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do some magic trick?
Ta-da!
I want one. Look at the thing. What exactly is that? He smiled as if to wave it off, but then he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding. His face froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
What he produced from his pocket was a creepy-looking doll.
Ah, what is that?
I'm not sure. This thing is adorable. I want one. I want one. His name is Simon. I first time I saw him, I drew when I was doing his route one day here at my desk, like a few years ago. I drew this dude, and I have a sticky note on my wall with his name. And I love Simon. I want Simon. I want him. Because look at him. He's just so fluffy and so cute. And just look at that little face. And this dude's hands are kind of weird looking. Did you see the thumb? It looked broken. His face paled considerably. And he dropped it onto the floor, scooting away frantically.
Get it away from me! You might be possessed by a demon or something!
He's the only one with like animated eyes like that every now, like once in a while. But isn't he a demon?
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. Aw, it's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. If you want to go down his route, you say, I think I'll keep it. You could be nice to all of them, but there's only one you can be with. Until you get this, the full story, the one I have. There is a harem, not a harem, I guess a reverse harem ending. And, it's awkward. I'm not gonna play it. I could, but I'm not. Maybe, depending. But I think I'll keep it.
But it looks so creepy.
Personally, I would keep it. It's the thought that counts, right? You wanted to cheer me up after all. I picked up the doll and looked at it closely. Closer look. Sure, it seemed pretty weird at first, but it could be cuter from a certain angle. I gave him a small smile. It's adorable. Shut the hell up. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's good to see you smiling, even though the thing I made still kind of creeps me out.
It's adorable.
Anyway, you should come with me to the dining room. We're almost finished with the food, and, well, I don't mean to brag, but we're pretty decent chefs.
Oh, I would love to taste your food. Sounds great. Lead the way. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
Sam. Excuse you, I have a name, you know.
Should we really care?
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Ah, that line it's delivered so perfectly.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the shock from the doll getting into my head and distracting me. And that's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned that they were making dinner as an apology. Sorry, my eye is like really itchy, dude. I gotta take off my glasses for a second and like itch it. Oh, my eye is so itchy for some reason. I think I got something in it from dinner. From like being outside with the grill for a minute. Oh, wait, you didn't have to.
We insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
You have magic. Alright, well, thank you. Matthew put down the last of the plates onto the table and bowed a bit exaggeratedly. Whatever the fuck that says. To me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with food from an elegant selection of cuisine. One portion of the table was filled with elegantly plated Asian food, and the other portion some yummy-looking desserts. You know what? I'm gonna save real quick, but I need to hide the game video real quick because my save files show like spoilers, so let's just turn off the game capture for just a second. Let's save. What file is it on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? File 4 is safe. Okay. There. File 4 is safe. File 4 is for us. The table was filled with food from the selection of Asian food and the other portions some yummy looking desserts. And there were more and more plates than I could have possibly imagined. Whoa, that's a lot of food. It looks amazing.
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
Eric, stop. My heart. What? Sweet? Me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
Ugh. I knew a guy that would flirt constantly, but he wasn't as smooth as this guy.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
Right, yeah. I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his manners or his powers, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. I love his eye color. Look at his eyes, just this golden color. Like, James seemed very kind and intelligent. Aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Oh, well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Why was that in my... Okay, listen to this.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
And then the next one was just in your ear.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Why was he in my ear in that one? I'm still a girl that gets affected by guys' voices in my ear. And if you want to go down his route, you say sure. To put it briefly, I just moved in today.
That explains the luggage you brought in when you came through the front doors. By the way, we put your belongings in the room you were sleeping in. That seems to be the master bedroom, I believe.
Sorry, I was fixing my headphones. Thanks, this house is really big. I don't think I even explored the entirety of the estate when I was a child.
You lived here before?
No, truth be told, this was my grandfather's house. I used to visit him all the time when I was younger.
May I ask why you now live in your grandfather's house?
He did. He actually passed away yesterday. It was bequeathed to me in his will, and I was sent to live here, whether I liked it or not.
My condolences. It seems like you don't like the idea of living here.
It's not that I don't like this house or don't have fond memories of being here. It's just the implications that came with staying at the estate. It's sort of complicated to explain.
How do you feel about it?
I certainly wasn't expecting that question, but it was... Two eyes. It was nice. It was a nice surprise. It was different from what I had heard the entire day at school. I appreciate the fact that he was willing to listen. I feel angry, sad, and scared, and confused. It's hard picking out the different emotions that I'm feeling right now. I wish I was stronger.
You don't have to be strong.
I played this not too long after my grandma passed, feeling like I needed that. So I re-listened to this part multiple times, so it kind of feels like it's not real, yet it is, you know? Damn, 2 hours? Holy shit. What do you mean?
I understand that you're going through a difficult time, so it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to be strong at all.
Thank you.
Are you alright? There seems to be a small bruise on your cheek.
Shit. I had completely forgotten about my cheek, but even if I remembered, I thought no one would have noticed something as small as that. I'm fine. He stopped and leaned in close, a bit too close for comfort, inspecting my face. He was really quite tall, having to bend over quite a bit just to look at my face. Me being 5'2", like 5'3", 5'2"-ish, I understand that. Like, I'm 5'3", and I'm taller than my older sister, right? But yet I'm still considered really short. And all my friends, I have this friend that's like 6 foot something. And dude, he towers over me. And then my fiance being like 5'8", it's like, I'm not 4. I said I'm 5'3", right? My brain went to 4 for some reason. My fiance being 5'8", he's like super tall. Well, compared to me. He's tall and looks down at me a lot, and I'm like, I wonder what I look like from your eyes, you know? I wonder what I look like from my 5'9" friend, my 5'8", not 5'8", 6 foot friend. I wonder if it's just looking down like this. all the time at me. Because he towers over me and it scares me. He stopped leaning close to look at my face. Yeah. It was hard to look at him, especially when he was so close. After a few seconds, he straightened up and began walking again.
Well, if you're having any problems, I'm always here to listen.
I got smacked by Dad. That's really kind of you to offer.
My pleasure. Here's your seat.
I didn't get smacked. I'm talking about her. She got smacked by her dad. She got
Let
bitch
me get
slapped.
your chair for you, lovely lady.
Oh, Eric was very charming, and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designated him as the playboy of the brothers. Yet I noticed that there was a little distance in his eyes.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
His voice in my ear always gets me. Huh? Oh, yeah, when I didn't believe that they were ink eye. It's fine. I guess, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
Suddenly, Eric leaned and whispered in my ear, "Oh God, you guys gotta hear me kind of squeal because I can never stop myself from this part because whispering in my ear just fucking
I won't lie though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
Oh God. Okay, someone's walking in. They're gonna hear me freaking out. I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. If you want to go down his route, you be cool. You sure are quite the charmer.
Yes, I am known for that.
As much as I appreciate the constant compliments, you don't have to keep talking to me like that.
Like what?
Jeez. He batted his eyelids as if he had no idea what I was talking about, and I couldn't help but laugh. Well, like you're trying to get into my pants half the time.
I can assure you, I'm just a lover of beautiful women.
Something tells me that there's more to it than that. For a moment, he looked away, losing a bit of his smile. Before I could question it, though, he turned back to me with a new teasing smile.
Did you want there to be more?
In a past life, yes. But as of now, no. I didn't want to hit him, but I didn't know how to react, so I couldn't look at him. He merely chuckled again in my ear.
Sorry. You just look so cute when you're blushing.
I get that a lot, like actually in my life. Like real in my life. It's weird. I felt my face heat up simply from his words. Then Eric took my hand and kissed it gently.
I hope you'll enjoy dinner, however, my dear.
Stop calling me that. I'm a girl, so I'm still weak for that kind of shit. I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared of the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatic sweep of his arm.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a friend.
And I'm the queen of the Nile.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
God, grammar Nazi much? Jeez. These guys, I want a brother so badly. I have a brother, but he was way older than me, so I never got to see him. He didn't live with us.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably for siding with Eric, and annoyedly swiveling back towards Eric.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
So, he's the youngest. Okay. So the oldest is James. Then there's Eric, I think. It was either, yeah, it's James, Eric, Sam, Matthew, and then Damien, if I remember correctly.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel like in a way he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
I gotta fix my sweater. Give me 1 second. I love how she just like goes stiff for a second. Oh, she's still reacting to my voice though. That's neat to know. So if I go out of camera range, she still reacts to my voice. That's neat. There we go.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. He had this big, tough guy act, and physically he was the strongest of the five. But was there more to him than that?
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
Dogs. I am so sorry about that, guys.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
Oh, Hemiclips.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
They were so comfortable around me despite the awkward situation we landed in. It was as if I was totally natural. If it was totally natural for them to be around humans, I guess that was how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Excuse me. All at once, they turned to me. I didn't know why, but having them all look at me made me feel kind of important, like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
I mean, thank you for the food, but I still need to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Understand? Yeah. Like being told that a bunch of incubi randomly appeared in your house. It's perfectly understandable.
Oh, how do we explain?
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
He's got little teeth. Look at that. He's got little fangs. It's kind of adorable.
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
I'm just saying. How is that difficult to understand?
No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
You know what I think is weird about people? When you hear them talk, it's the certain vowels that they make, the certain tss and ps, like noises they make, that makes you understand the words. I think that's weird. English is weird. It's fine, I guess. So, you're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Huh? Me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
Everyone? Oh. Okay. I was shocked. It was like, so it wasn't just kissing that gave them power. It was anything physical. No wonder it was out of. I was out of it for a while. The Zincubi intrigued me, but I could almost hear a warning siren going off in my head.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Well, what do y'all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
Give me a second. I gotta do something. I got like an email or something. I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. I am back. And there we go. I am back as well. Look at this. Back and everything. I had to talk to someone. They wanted to talk to me about something. Let's shave. I want to make sure it's saved. There we go. Okay.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
Sorry, I popped my neck. Okay. At that moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I felt some sorry for them. They wouldn't survive out there if they didn't know breaking and entering was against the law. They probably didn't know what else was illegal. They would cause chaos all over town. On the flip side, they could be taken in for questioning and poked and prodded like frogs for lab research. What? That was even worse. Itchy. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. I was standing alone. The entire class was filled with laughter and chatter. But I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone. I feel that. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me. This with such vibrancy all while I stood there. One on the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. It was kind of nice just sitting back and watching things pass by and life go on. I had long convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often encouraged myself saying, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself. Ugh, you're one of very few. But there was a certain bitterness that made me feel sad. There was a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. I just didn't realize it at the moment. And even after that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. Then when I decided on it right then, I was going to see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. I had never met him. I've never seen him. So that's not just me reading that wrong. I've never met him before that. What better time to see him then? If no one else was going to help me with that, I was feeling I might as well have turned to him. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. So soon I knew I was lost. I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed up against the wall, and eyes watching the strangers pass by. And like always, people continued to pass by, and my life continued to go on. I was more depressed than ever. I had ended up in the situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought I was silly for even thinking that I could change things with my own hands. That was until a voice brought me back to reality. Give me one second. I think I heard someone outside my door. Give me one second. I didn't realize my VTubing model was in front of my chat. I forgot it was there. So let me move chat then. Chat goes up here. Have fun, chat. Bing, right above me. Hello, chat. Okay, sorry. Enough playing. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
Eclipse, is that you? He said hun, but the name is Eclipse. I looked up and saw a familiar face, but it was too obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. And saw a familiar face. Sorry, looked away for a second. Whoever was talking to me knew who I was. Sorry, readjusting. Sorry, it's hard to get comfortable sometimes. And from that moment, things began to change. Life began moving its rusty joints, and I realized that things were moving along. Suddenly, I became part of the crowd, just moving like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched life pass by. Life changed. I changed. Because the person who found me that day was my grandfather. I had the opportunity to help them. The question was, would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement that I had imagined moving into. There was the matter of making sure no one found out about the powers. Thinking about them as lab rats made my stomach queasy. Sorry, I yawned. And even if they passed as human, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was a part of a harem or something. Oh god, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mom would faint. Who knows what my dad would do? I think he would have them arrested on the spot. My parents? If I told them they were friends and I was giving them a place to stay, they wouldn't care. They trust my judgment. I see the chat. Full game. Yeah. This was hard. Maybe I should have written out a pros and cons list before actually having to make the decision. Sorry, my neck is like killing me today.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Grandfather's voice. It was strange that it happened to remember that what my grandfather said to me when I was little, but it did kind of make sense. They weren't in the same exact situation I was in before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would ease my conscience and also make me a bit happy too. To give them help, as weird as that sounded. Clenching my hands into fist, I straightened my resolve to speak. You could.
What was that, lovely lady?
That is a.
Spit it out already.
You could stay with me here if you'd like. As soon as I finished, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads. The silence in the air cut like a knife until I spoke up once again more. It looks like you all need a place to stay. And, well, I just moved into this giant house, so it made sense to ask. Wait a minute. I just remembered a line I would read all the time when I was younger. Not younger, when I played this game the first time. Did I miss it when he says, "Oh, it's the girl," and it's like I have a name? He's like, "Should we care?" Did I read that out loud? I'm spacing. Shit. Sorry. So it made sense to ask. It was still quite quiet in the room. I decided to keep talking. If you would like to stay here, though, there are two things that I need all of you to follow.
Yes?
First of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guests that come over. We'll save for enemies, but you get the gist of it.
That sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to help me with any errands around the house. This place is kind of big, so yeah.
That is a generous offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
Ooh. It's alright, really. I mean it. I just started living here myself, so I would appreciate some help around the house.
A wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
What? Are you serious?
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
They all seemed to like the idea except for Sam, and hey, I didn't really hate the idea either, even if they were incubi. It would be interesting having 5 guys helping me to take care of the house, given they would follow the rules that I had laid down.
Fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
Also beautiful, if you need a bedfellow.
Eric, knock it.
Sorry, I
Also
didn't read that
beautiful.
part.
Eric, knock it off.
Oh my god. Sorry. I forgot. When my model has her happy face and I blink, look what happens. I need to not use that emotion often. I was happy that they agreed. Maybe it was because I was going to be lonely for a while, or because they all needed help. I would never be sure.
So what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to stuff themselves with food on the table. I noticed James' eyes twitching in irritation, so I stifled my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
I almost couldn't hold it in. Okay, this is where the paths diverge. So I didn't is not holding in your laugh. You laugh. It's for Sam, Max, Sam, Matthew. Why did I say Max? Sam, Matthew, and Eric. But I didn't. Is for his route. And so then is for Damien's route. But we're going for Sam, so I didn't. See? And chaos for some reason. I couldn't hold in my laughter anymore. As I laughed, Matthew and Sam looked my way, faces stuffed.
Is something funny? What are you laughing at?
I stopped to catch my breath, leaning over the table, and took a few breaths before replying. You both are so funny. Both of their faces turned slight pink before they looked away and swallowed the food that was in their mouths.
Shut up! We're not funny. We're hungry.
Well, we're glad that we made you laugh.
Shut up, Matthew!
What? I'm just saying.
See, James, it's entertainment for her.
They were funny to me. At least they enjoyed the food. As I watched, I took a some of food for myself and placed them on my plate before eating as well. Eventually, we all ate dinner together. It was strange eating with just guys, but they were enjoyable to be around. They made me feel like part of their family. As we ate together, however, our peace was soon disturbed. The tables are mean. Huh? It's my mom. Excuse me. How I can never escape from you, but baby, that's alright. I'm so gonna get copyrighted because of that song. I really hope I don't, but it's because I love it. Almost 3 hours, damn. Hello?
Hey, honey, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you off.
Hey, hi, mom. Everything's fine. I'm actually eating dinner right now.
Oh, good, good. So there was food there. Well, your father wanted me to call and talk to you about having a house party tomorrow night to celebrate the new house and all.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm looking at something. I'm drinking water. A house party tomorrow night? So soon?
Your father insists. You know how he is with events.
I knew exactly what she meant. He didn't like long, relaxing periods between important events. It was slightly messed up. You just had a fucking funeral. Like, you just had a funeral, dude. Chill. Let me readjust my seat. My chair is broken. Like, it keeps sliding down, and I don't even realize. Why are you facing sideways? There we go. Readjust. I knew exactly what she meant. He didn't like to go wrong. We already read this. Get in the game. It was expected to act on the drop of a dime. I was expected to act on the drop of a dime from moving in immediately the day after a funeral to my grandfather's house to now organizing a party. I know, well, since I don't exactly have you two here to help me arrange it, I'm going to need some time to prepare things.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, Suzu and Naomi can help. I have work, and you know how your father is.
Who plays the mom? I don't remember that. I know. I have to do it myself. He won't help. You know what? Let's save real quick. And then go to the main menu real quick. Let's drop the game just in case, like the screen for the game, just in case it shows something I don't want you guys to see. Extras. Okay, yeah, it won't. Here. Look, you go to the extras page, and you go to credits. Voice talents. Here we go. Supporting cast. Let's go. Harold Anderson, Lee, Mr. Anderson, Mrs. Anderson, Kimberly, Campbell? Campbell. You have a nice voice, woman. You have a nice voice. I like you. Maincast. James. Christopher Escaliente is he makes his own songs a lot and does covers of them, and he's great singer. This dude is also a great singer. Sab, he's a VTuber too, as well. He used to have his own other channel, but he turned into a VTuber, and he does a lot of song covers, and he's pretty cool. I know, I have to do it myself. He won't help.
I'm sure it'll be amazing, honey. I have faith in you.
Thanks, Mom.
All right, I gotta go. I love you, sweetie.
I love you too, Mom. Great. Now how am I gonna do this?
Is something wrong?
She has to organize a house party for her parents.
Huh? How did you? Oh, right. Mind reading. But yeah, I have to do it soon, or my parents will be really disappointed. I'll have to stay up and organize everything tonight.
Hey, why don't we help you? That's what we're here for, right?
I don't see
Oops.
why not.
I can name a few reasons why we shouldn't.
Sam?
Back off.
We'll take care of everything, miss. Just leave everything to us.
You may be wondering why we're going for him. He seems kind of rude, a brute. I have a soft spot for stuff like that in anime and real life, so fuck off. That was surprising. I didn't think the boys would offer to help right off the bat. I couldn't help but smile. I was actually rather thankful that I'll let them stay. Thankful that I let them stay. Now, I didn't have to do everything alone. As I kept thinking about it, I couldn't help but yawn.
Feeling a little tired over there, princess?
Talk about yawning, maybe yawn. Yeah. It's been a long day. At least tomorrow's the weekend, so I can sleep in. Then it hit me. Wait, where are y'all going to sleep?
We found some guest rooms on the opposite end of the house from the master bedroom. I'm sure those will do just fine.
Oh, got it. Alright then. I'm heading to my room to study and sleep. I guess I'll see you all tomorrow?
Have a good night.
I will. You too. With that, I left the dining room and went to my room.
Eric, no.
What? I wasn't going to do anything.
Yes, he was.
Shh.
I think they're adorable when you have those breathly moments. Moments like that make me wish I had a brother. As soon as I got into my room, a wave of exhaustion hit me. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? I just woke up from that nap. Yeah, you were completely drained though. I dragged myself to my bed, hauled up one of my bags. Damn. I opened it and grabbed my economic book, knowing that no matter how tired I was, I had to study at least a page or two before sleeping at last. The words on the page scrambled in my mind as I read through them, but after 2 or 3 times tries, I managed to understand what the page is about. I feel that. Equations. Ugh. Finally, I decided to change into pajamas and head to bed. Today had been a long day and I needed to rest. Hopefully, tomorrow will be better. 3 days of surprises in a row would kill me. With that thought in mind, I drifted to sleep, embracing the darkness of slumber.
You fucking pretty boys think you're all that, huh? Well, save that to the end of my pistol!
Huh? What's going on? I couldn't move. My body, I felt like I was tied up, and I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness that surrounded me. Yet I could hear the sound of heated argument coming at me from all directions.
One move and she gets it!
Let her go!
Matthew?
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man.
Like you scare me, Sam! Come on! Take one step, I dare ya.
Why can't I see?
Stay away from her, Malix!
And what are you gonna do, nerd boy?
Suddenly, I felt myself pulled to one side, arms wrapped around my body protectively.
I've got you. Don't worry.
Huh? Eric? As I was held in a tight embrace, I felt the world around me once again settle into a low, peaceful hum. The hostility of the dream before had faded into black, as the arms around me rocked me comfortingly. Slowly through my eyes fluttered open, and I looked at the person holding me. Damien? I stared into the eyes of Damien. His face was printed with worry and concern, and knew he must have seen my dreams. My dream. Why did I dream of Eric holding me, though?
You can't control your dreams.
Oh, well, I guess you're right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. What time is it?
It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast when well,
You can't control your mind reading?
no, not yet at least. I hope to learn eventually, though.
Is everything alright?
Huh? Yeah, I'm alright.
That's good. I'm assuming you had a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sorry for disturbing you both.
You didn't disturb us, miss. Besides, we'd rather make sure you're okay before anything.
This bedroom looks nice. I wouldn't mind having that, but that looks a little low. If it was like up to, if this was hanging like up to here, then maybe. Oh, thank you.
Now, why don't you come downstairs with us and have some breakfast? I'm sure some nice food will take your mind off of what you dreamt of.
It was embarrassing to be the damsel in distress, but I felt rather happy that James and Damien were concerned for me, despite only knowing me for a short time. I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or if they were genuinely concerned. Like, they are adorably kind. James is like the courteous kind of gentleman of the group. Well, Damien here is he's the quiet type. Sam is the bad boy. Matthew is the childlike. Eric is the flirt. But Sam is my number one favorite. My favorite character in an anime is legit the angry ones. My hero, it's fucking Bakugo. In Demon Slayer, it's Inosuke. And Nezuko, but Inosuke mostly. Nezuko is just adorable. The short time, I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or a genuine concern. I didn't exactly read their mind. I couldn't exactly read their minds. All right. The two boys led me back to the dining room, where the smell of bacon and eggs danced in the air. The smell wafted from the kitchen and made its way into the room, making my stomach growl in need. Breakfast smells good.
We should be done with breakfast soon. If you want to sit down at the table, you can.
I nodded before sitting down. As I sat down, however, my mind drifted back to the dream. I had the feeling of hostility around me made my body shudder instinctively, even though I knew it wasn't real. However, my eyes closed. I felt a However, as my eyes closed, I felt a hand place itself on top of my head, breaking me out of my thoughts. Huh?
Morning. You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sam, the owner of the hand on my head, raised an eyebrow at me before rustling my hair and moving away to sit down at the table. Then he barked towards the kitchen where James was working.
Hey! Is the food done yet? I'm starving!
There's no need to yell, Sam!
You're yelling too!
Don't argue with me!
From behind me, Eric appeared and sat beside me, rubbing his temples in obvious annoyance.
Can we not yell this early in the morning? It's not like we're in the castle.
Castle? For some reason, when I heard the word castle, I couldn't help but yell in surprise. These guys had a castle? Sam looked at me and smirked at my reaction.
Yeah, we have a castle back home. Our dining room's 10 times bigger than this room.
And wouldn't it be logical to not yell?
Whatever.
Soon James and Damien appeared, carrying plates full of bacon, eggs, toast, and waffles. They placed the plates down by each other's seats before seating themselves.
My favorite.
Why did you moan?
Finally.
Where's Matthew? Thank you for breakfast. It looks amazing.
It's our pleasure.
The table's on me. All of a sudden, my phone began to ring, ushering me to pull it out of my pocket and answer. Hello?
Hey, good morning! Guess who's at your door right now?
Right on cue, there was a knock at the lobby door. My heart stopped. Suzu and Naomi were here.
I'll get it.
That's where he was. My heart quickly began to pound in my chest. Matthew was in the lobby, and he'd get the door. First, I instantly jumped out of my chair and rushed to the dining room. As I passed through the archway between the dining room and the lobby, I saw Matthew reaching his hand for the brass door handle, causing the world to go in slow motion. Matthew, don't! But before my words could reach his ears, Matthew had opened the door and revealed the surprised faces of Naomi and Suzu. The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who was merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds.
Hi?
I could not believe what was happening. How was I supposed to explain this? This week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than standing there.
Who are you?
Suzu, let me explain.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew? Oh.
Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. This situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. This doesn't matter for anything. They're visitors.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
This is the only one. Okay, clicking their visitors makes sense to me because they're brothers. Would be weird if I started dating one of them and they're like, "Wait, isn't that your brother?" And then the other one is like, "They're in your head." It's like, how did he open the door if they're in their head? Like, nothing else made sense. So I always pick their visitors. It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smiling at me before stepping in front of me.
We must apologize, ladies. We know this situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seemed surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi, and sat across from their confused gazes. As Naomi and Suzu sat down, Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guest.
Whoa, this looks amazing!
Thank you!
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meals.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked at Naomi and Suzu as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouths. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. Zoe and Suzu ate their impromptu meals. James and the other boys stand behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face. Sorry, I was looking at something.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Well, you see, gently, James placed a hand on my shoulder, again, signaling me to just eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Suzu.
We are Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense. It's such a huge house.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for it.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work. so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Yeah, something like that.
Be angry all you want.
We're sorry if we made this situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
What's with you and you having your hand around your, like, neck area?
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
Why is it when you close your eyes, it goes the same with your top eyelid? It should go down to your bottom eyelid.
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the house.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
And I'm putting on chapstick. Where's the chapstick? If you know, you know. I'm old. I'm 22. But I remember that stupid video.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
And by soon, they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Seriously?
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help out, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me an understanding look, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. Okay, this is where the timeline splits. If you want to date one of the girls, that's when you say, I'll go out with Suzu and Naomi. But if you want to be with one of the boys, you say, I'll stay and help around the house. For instance, we're going for Sam. It's, I'll stay and help around the house.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Besides, it was my housewarming party. I should help out. I should help out too.
Want us to help out as well?
I think we got it all taken care of. Thanks though, girls.
Alright, we'll head on out then so we're not in the way.
Sorry guys, I'll hang out with you guys soon.
It's all good, Anderson. We'll definitely come to the housewarming party tonight.
Thank you. I led them back into the lobby and walked them to the doors, opening it. For them, with a thankful smile, they both gave me hugs before walking out to Naomi's car, which was parked in the driveway. And with that, they left. I was happy that they wanted to help, but I had to do this on my own. Why did my character do that? Did my model freeze or something? She froze. My model froze. Well, that sucks. What happened to her? Guess we'll turn her off for a while until she resets, I guess. She's still talking, but she's kind of out for the count. Let me do something real quick. There we go. There we go. Oh, settings are up. There we go. There we go. Fixed her. Okay. And with that, they left. I was happy that they wanted to help, but I had to do this on my own. It was not their work, so I didn't want to force it on them just because they were my best friends. We had the entire day to work. The party was tonight, and had to do we had, we had to do all we could to make everything right. We sat down and talked about what needed to happen before the party. Starting that night, each guy had been assigned different parts of the house to do. Right after lunch, we began to work. Since everything was taken care of by at least one incubus, James told me I could assist one of them. The question was who? Okay, as you can guess, this is for whichever one you want to go after. Whichever guy you want to go after, right? Since we are going after Sam, you go with Sam in the front yard. I walked out to the front of the yard to see Sam not cleaning, but doing slow motions with his hands and arms. He was doing Tai Chi, a form of martial arts I had previously learned aside from Taekwondo. However, he wasn't cleaning, which made me cross my arms and glare at him. Weren't you supposed to be cleaning the front yard?
You were taking too long. I already finished cleaning.
What? I looked around the front yard, noticing that the windows were polished, the weeds were pulled and tossed out from the sidewalk. The lamps were wiped down, and the stairs were swept. And we're going to save. Just in case. He really did finish cleaning. He literally disbanded a mere minute ago, though. Wow, you work fast. Sam didn't respond. He kept his eyes closed and continued to do his Tai Chi. For a guy who wanted to be badass, I would have imagined him doing hard workouts or karate moves for practice. Tai Chi was not what I expected out of him. I stood there wondering what to do. Join him. If you want a good ending with him, you join him. See? I stood beside him and began to move along with him. He was going slow, so it was easy to follow along.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
This isn't supposed to be fun, okay? It's actually supposed to be difficult.
Actually? You'll understand a lot. He says actually instead of actually. I know. Sam opened his eyes to look at me without breaking his motions before closing it and continuing. I followed along flawlessly, keeping to his speed. It was very relaxing until I managed to trip over my own feet and land on Sam.
Hey! Watch it!
Sorry. I had landed on top of Sam, staring eye to eye with him. Sam and I couldn't stop blushing, nor did either of us move from the ground. I could hear his heart pounding against his chest. Sam didn't move a muscle, but just stared up at me in embarrassment. I eventually moved off him and brushed myself off with a large blush on my face. Sam sat up and rubbed his head.
Man, watch where you're going next time.
I nodded. He stood up and looked at me for a moment. I could see in his eyes that he was concerned if I was okay, but he refused to ask. I smiled before walking back into the house. I heard him sigh before I walked out of earshot. Okay, I'll explain the other ones. Eric, you help him clean the dining room. Matthew, you help him with cake. You help him making like food and shit. Damien, you help him dust off the stairs. James, I forgot. Oh, James was the back garden. The hour of the house party has arrived. Had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and executed the Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of the mirror in my room, staring all my form as a million thoughts ran through my mind. It was just a housewarming party, but at the same time, it wasn't. It was my chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. And I think we'll leave it to that for now. It is late. It's like 3 in the morning for me, so I guess I will leave it here for you guys. We can play again another night. So, I guess until then, I will see you guys next time. Until next time for Seduce Me, the complete